YouTube, I'm going to go over this video on KG Certified. It's Kevin Garnett's YouTube channel. And he had Mike Epps on there. And Mike was basically talking about what's wrong with Hollywood. He's blaming social media. Has social media destroyed Hollywood? Has it messed it up? Has it made too many people famous? Social media, people that may have no talent are now getting exposed. Everyone has a voice, everybody has a microphone. And is it taken away from the real talent? Whether you want to say that talent is in Hollywood or elsewhere. These are some of the things Mike is speaking on because he doesn't like the direction that things are going in. And Kevin Garnett asked him straight up, when I'm gonna play the clip for you all, what are we watching right now? So I'm gonna get ready to get that queued up, and then we'll talk about it after that. Fair use, YouTube, fair use. All right, here we go. KG Certified. I want you all to hear what Mike Epps said about social media and Hollywood.
What are we watching in Hollywood?
Well, you know what? The social media has a lot to do with why Hollywood changed. And then they came up with this streaming thing. And it just kind of watered it down, man, you know. And one of the biggest problems, everybody's fucking famous.
Facts. Anybody can have a podcast. Anybody can have streaming.
Yeah, so it kind of just like, it kind of knocked the famous people out, you know? So it ain't, you know, now, you know, the worth ain't in people who put the work in. The worth is in people. That's why the streamers and no offense to nobody, because people get their money how they getting it.
It's industry too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the waves change.
Yeah, the waves change,
no
but
doubt.
it's funny how the people who worked hard to get here their value is no good no more. It's like the people who worked hard to get here, the people who didn't work hard to get here are using the fame of people who worked hard to get there.
You think it's piggyback?
It is piggyback, and like I said, everybody wants to be famous. So a person that is not famous, that they damn near like somebody who's trying to be famous more than a famous person, because that's speaking to them. You know, that's speaking to the average person. That's why all these average people are trying to be famous.
Facts.
You know, they don't have no labels.
Right.
They don't have a athlete label. They don't have a rapper label. They don't have a street label.
Professional label.
No, nothing. Motherfuckers just
Here.
Who the fuck is that? Yeah.
Street.
And then you do the background on them. You like, this dude is made of nothing.
Just came out of nowhere.
Motherfucker came out of nowhere. You do a background check on them, motherfuckers worked at McDonald's and all kind of shit, which ain't nothing wrong with it, but
It's that new
where's
wave,
the
though.
fucking work at that you put in?
And quality over quantity.
Quality.
I've always been a quality person. You don't see a bunch. I never, you know, I believe in saying less. I think less is more these days. Streaming is, to me, an abundance. It's almost like overkill to me. Like, I can watch it, I can sit there, some of it's funny, you grab the funny parts out of it, but to sit there,
Yeah.
like graveyard, like 3 days stream, like, bro,
For
God.
a no life motherfucker, huh?
Like, you just sitting there
You ain't
watching
got no
air.
life, yeah.
Yeah, like the camera just on at that point, you feel me?
And you got to think about it, is a lot is more of those people than it is of us. It's more of those people that'll sit there and watch that shit than it is of people that say, I ain't sitting there watching that shit. So we kind of outdone in that aspect.
So I asked that to say, we go into that to say,
Yeah.
where are we going? If you gave us linear and we watched from programming and all that to throwing it all the way to this extreme to where
Yeah.
you're sitting here watching, like, where's the median at? So that means the quality really got to be quality for me to, you know?
I don't think they give a fuck about quality. I don't think they care about quality. I mean, if you, these dudes is motherfuckers are shooting movies on their
iPhone.
iPhone.
Word, bro.
So when you see that, you like, damn. And people prefer to go and watch Tubi than to watch, a well put together,
Wow.
budgeted film.
Wow.
Hopefully, we'll come back. It'll get to the point where it's like,
Cycle. The cycle comes back around.
yeah, it'll come back to starting to wanting to see the Boys in the Hood movies and the.
Yeah.
But again, the stories ain't there. So,
Well, I
you
do
know.
know this about watered down shit.
Oh, it's watered down.
Shit get
Man.
watered down and come back to the basic. Comes
Yeah.
back around. You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about?
yeah.
So at some point, when you want something that you can feel,
Wanted
something
to come back, huh?
Yes, and I think that those going to have a bigger value on something.
They are.
Things that have stories, personal feelings. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
Okay, so you all kind of get the gist of what they were saying and how they feel like it's not enough quality. He was talking about the streamers. You got Kai doing that and people doing 24-hour streams, but people are watching. He also made note of saying people in Hollywood is forcing them out, through the social media, or maybe they're forcing themselves out. I looked down at some of the comments, and some people were saying, when in the last time you actually went to the movie theater and saw a good movie? So I guess you got to go for quality on both ends. There's a reason people will sit and watch people stream for however many hours based on why they're not looking at the people from Hollywood, from the industry. So if we look down at some of the comments, this one stood out to me. Social media to Hollywood is what Napster was to the music industry. In my opinion, the music industry never fully recovered. That's interesting. Saying we know what happened when Napster came and you could download music versus having to actually buy music and get it for free. So he's saying social media is Napster right now to the industry, to Hollywood, from this comment. And then we do some more. The difference is all these regular people who got fame from social media have no real talent. I wouldn't say all of that, but they know how to get views. If you take an internet comedian and put him in front of a real audience, he will bomb. Maybe, maybe not. Now, two of the responses to that are, I can't even laugh at Kevin Hart at this point. I seen his latest special on Netflix. It's all right. It's not as funniest, but it's okay. Comedy nowadays is on life support. Then this person says getting views in itself is a talent. So they on the side of the streamers, YouTubers, content creators. For every streamer who has views, there's thousands who don't have any. That's true too. It's hard to get views. And then this bottom comment, hot take, it's always been dumb to follow and chase celebrities. It didn't just start being dumb when streaming popped off. Okay, yeah, they say you shouldn't put celebrities on a pedestal, but people do. And so the more you put somebody on a pedestal, the more is expected of them. People feel celebrities are better than the next person just because of a camera is always on them, or they're on a magazine cover, they're being interviewed. But now social media has come along and it's starting to even out the playing field. It's not just, okay, you get an interview on Access Hollywood or Entertainment Tonight, those shows that used to come on cable, regular TV, or the E channel, or you walking through the grocery store or Walgreens and you see all of the magazines, celebrities on the cover, stuff like that. That was the media then, but now you got the media now, and you got people giving their own opinions on what's going on with celebrities and everything else. And it's not swayed in just one direction because the people who they say, average people, Mike was saying, who now want to be famous, they're not tied to any type of section. They're not being paid for or anything like that. These are just people who come online and state their opinion, and you can kind of get it more cut and dry. People not saying, "Oh, well, I'll go listen to this person, but they sponsored by this." and they got to deal with that. And so they have to sound a certain way. So I think both can coexist. You see people from the industry, as these two are on social media. I consider YouTube social media. But before this and before they were on here, you know, Kevin famous doing commercials for Nike, Mike Epps comedian in the Friday movies. And so now you jump here and Kevin's retired, so you only see him on social media. Mike's still doing his acting and his comedy, but they still use social media to promote. There's comedians on YouTube, and I'm talking about not just an internet comedian. Ali Sadiq, he's used YouTube. He's got his channel. He's put his whole stand-up act on that, and it's gotten over 1 million views. So he's not an internet comedian, Ali Sadiq, but he's using social media to promote himself. So social media is very powerful and it has its advantages. Despite Mike saying he feels it's not as much quality, Kevin mentioned that quality over quantity, and I agree with that. That it should be quality over quantity, but I just can't throw everybody that's on social media on YouTube. I'm on YouTube and say, oh, well, there's no type of quality there. People just putting whatever online. Some people do put whatever online, but if you take some time to actually give commentary and research, you can give a different type of insight to the video, to the content, and let people, make up their own mind. Be completely unbiased. That's what I like to do. I put my facts in there, whatever I point out, and go from there. And so I won't say Mike Epps is coming off as a hater and listening to this. Some may say he is, but both sides just have to continue to put out the best quality they can. The people in the industry, you from Hollywood like Mike and Kevin, and just coming from those backgrounds. And I know Mike does good work. Kevin having transitioned from the NBA over to doing the podcast, and he's doing a good job when he's on here. But everybody just has to continue to put out quality that includes the people who aren't part of Hollywood and they just out here, got a YouTube account, TikTok, whatever, Instagram, and they're putting content out there. Just do some research and take your time with what you're putting out there, and then the views will come. You just gotta have faith in what you're putting out when you sit down and you turn on that camera and you start to record, or if you're going to stream yourself for 24 hours. Now, Kevin said he can't sit and watch for that long. Some people do, like Mike Epps said, and they just like watching people live their life on camera. It's just an interesting thing to see a person's day to day. Some people prefer not to sit down and watch that, but that's where it's at right now. We have the platforms out here that allow people just to come into their lives, and that's what people are doing. People like looking at other people, famous or not famous. Social media allows us to do that, and certain people go too far on social media. That's a lesson learned. It's just so much on here, and so it's definitely a lot of different opportunities for people who want to get on here. It's a lot of choices. It's so much that you can watch right now. And then, like I'm saying, going back to the movie theaters, when is the last time you went? I've heard the movie theaters not putting out good films that people actually want to go and pay money to see. Some people I've talked to, they go to the movie theater, but it's usually to take their child, and so they seeing an animated children's movie. And I'm talking about an adult who's went to go see an action film or something like that. It's not a kid's movie, and you want to spend your dollar on that, not just being nice and taking your child somewhere. And then Mike mentioned people would rather watch Tubi than a good Hollywood film that's got a nice budget, I watch Tubi. I'll watch a nice Hollywood film as well. Again, it's just the quality. Tubi doesn't have the best quality movies. I've skipped over a lot of those, so it's quality and good quality and bad quality on both sides. Tubi, movies at the theater, movies streaming on Netflix or Amazon Prime, on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, depending on who's putting out what. You go to their page. For the people who, are actually trying to do content. I'm not talking about people who just having fun and posting family pictures and videos. I'm talking about people who are actually sharing content, reacting to it, giving their own take on it. People that's actually trying to put something out there for people to look at and get in the comments and type and, say how they feel. Quality has to come from all angles, not just Hollywood, because that's Hollywood and they had the big budgets. Everybody should be looking for quality with whatever you're putting out on the internet, putting out period. If you're filming a movie on an iPhone 17, and yes, I know of people who film whole movies using the iPhone 17. It allows people to be more independent through social media and cut out the middle person. And when you get real big, sometimes sponsors from the industry will come knocking at your door. Sometimes they get turned down because people don't want to lose the integrity of their platform and what they do. It has to be the right type of deal. It has to make sense because your social media, that's your brand. Your YouTube channel, that is your brand. And you can talk about whatever. I talk about multi subjects, not just one. And this is just one of many. The latest and where we talking about is social media destroying Hollywood. So I had to come and make this video once I saw this on my YouTube suggestions on KG Certified popped up, and it was this here. So I thought it was interesting after I listened to it and said, let me react to it, let you all hear a little bit of it, and just see if you agree with Mike Epps, and putting the blame on social media, or if you're on social media side, or you right neutral in the middle, you don't really care. So let me know down in the comments below what you all think about this situation. Is social media destroying Hollywood, like what Napster did to the music industry, being able to download music for free? Or does Hollywood just have to come with more quality? Social media can then step their game up as well if that's the case, and then everybody can make their money. So we're not leaving nobody out in the cold and saying you can't make a dollar off of this the same way that I do. There's room for everybody. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments about that. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel as always. That's Facts of Feelings, all one word, no spaces. Put that in a YouTube search, and my channel comes right up. Facts of Feelings, no spaces, and you'll get to the rest of my content. There will be more videos coming after this. I want to keep the content coming, and again, let me know what you guys think about this video down in the comments. I am out, and one thing we'll all agree on, quality over quantity. Till next time.